Talking to Strangers by Malcolm Gladwell is one of the books on my recent Audible library, and it's a book about all the problems that come up when we don't understand each other enough to know that we don't understand each other, and enough to know why and what to do about it. And it's a story that begins with the narrative of Sandra Bland, who was humiliated and violated and persecuted into an emotional state in which she took her own life as a direct result of national policing policy as it is inadequately interpreted in various districts and misapplied. And I related to Sandra's story because there have been a number of times in my marriage process over the past few years where I felt that my own government was the biggest threat to my health, financial, and mental well-being. In this case, with a visa policy that required about $200,000 of additional money just to spend time with my wife because of the various racial and most likely, most succinctly, just a bias against poverty. So, many of our laws, etc., are designed to discourage and punish poverty, and one of them is in immigration. You cannot get a visa without having a certain amount of money in a certain way. And that's it. There's no way around that. As an American, I couldn't put up a bond or anything, and so it was very frustrating, and so I could understand the helplessness, and I could understand what it's like to be in that state of feeling surrounded by big shapes of a sociopathic nature that are undermining the small and important steps we take as individuals to grow and step out of our own abuses of power, our own corruptions and foibles that perhaps the larger government represents. The ego being the government of the self and being in many ways poorly managed by each one of us, and the government being a conglomeration of egos and no less poorly managed. So I always enjoy Malcolm's voice and his way of winding a narrative, which is fun. And one of my wishes is that he deals with trauma in one of his books, since I think it's one of the single most costly and misunderstood dynamics in our culture. And so another great book to enjoy on Audible, Talking to Strangers.